Recording? Okay. Welcome to our discussion on Lord of the Flies, Chapter 6, Beasts from the Air, and Chapter 7, Shadows and Tall Trees. Today we're going to ask a few questions as a group, and we will help each other answer these questions. The first topic question is, how does the fear of the beastie affect the group?
I think that the fear of the beast in its multiple forms will keep the boys on edge. They're always discussing if it exists or not, and evidence of its existence causes a tense situation among the group. An example of this would be at page 109, where it says, "The circle of boys shrank away in horror. Johnny, yawning still, burst into noisy tears and was slapped by Bill till he choked on them." This shows that some sort of pressure and fear is affecting them because they're scared, basically.
I think the fear or the tension that the little ones are being put up with the beast, I think it's a good thing, because if they're all relaxed and they know there's no threat on the island, they're completely useless. They can't help in any way. Like, they won't take anything seriously. So if there's a fear of something happening to them, then they'll take everything more seriously. I think at least that it's a good thing, that they'll be more organized or listen, or yeah.
I totally disagree, because kids in here always believe anything they say, because when they started the word beastie, they all feared, which made them scared. And once they were scared, they would all panic. And Ralph, who was the leader, who was trying to calm them down by saying it doesn't exist. But then Jack would stand up to him and say that it does exist and he wants to kill it. So that brings down the relationship of the kids on the island, especially Jack and Ralph, since they are arguing with each other about the existence of the beast.
I agree with JP. I think that the beasts are the one that makes the children tense, but I think there's more to it. I think there's I think the situation that they're lost on the island by themselves is also making them tensed, and also that there's the fact that there were no adults in this island also make the Ralph and all the big kids tense. So I think not only the beast, fear of the beast, is making them tense, but there's more like situation to it. So
Yeah, I sort of disagreed with that. I agree, sort of disagree. Like the part where you said the big ones, they're more tense because there's no adults. That's understandable because they're aware. If the little ones, do you think like they don't know what death is? They don't know that if they'll ever, like, if they don't get rescued, they're gonna die. They think like they're gonna get rescued. I think that's what they think they're gonna do because they have no idea. So I don't think being lost on an island will like put any fear into them, because like you know how they were all playing, like they're all playing like it was nothing, right? So it's like I don't think they're that tense until the beast. They had the fear of the beast.
I agree with Kenji, because the little ones don't know what death is, obviously. So since they don't know what the death is, they would always do whatever they want, and they think that they will survive in the island without any grown-ups. So what I'm trying to say is that the kids doesn't know what death is, so they think that they will survive without any adults, or just live their whole life by themselves and survive.
So you guys think that the fear of the beast is the only factor that makes the little ones tensed?
I would like to add on what June said earlier, where he said their situation that they're in also causes tension between the group. I would like to also put in that there's also like sort of the arguments that the group has, specifically Jack and Ralph, that like sort of adds tension between the group. And like, how would you say this? Since like Jack and Ralph are like sort of the two like powers of the group, two most powerful figures, the group sort of like follows behind them, and like their arguments just keeps them sort of like quiet and just kind of looking at them and creating this like uncomfortable situation.
I also want to extend on that, on JP's answer, because since they have two leaders, which they don't really have two leaders, Ralph is the main leader, but Jack is the leader of the hunting. since they have two leaders now, the kids wouldn't have a choice. Would have a choice where they have to choose between one or two. So that makes it more difficult. And when that happens, and let's say, for example, have the kids vote for Ralph, and have the kids and like a few of the kids vote for Jack, then that causes tension between Jack and Ralph, and that brings them to that ruins their relationship, and that builds up in some kind of like a bad thing in between their relationship.
JP, can you clarify? Like your statement, can you clarify more?
I'm saying is that sort of the arguments that they have, like Jack and Ralph, so they like to fight a lot. I think it adds to the situation, like the tension of what the group is. It makes them not feel comfortable that they're in this situation. It makes them uncomfortable because they have to stand behind one side or the other, and so yeah.
You good?
Someone else say something.
Yo, I can add to that.